Good morning and good morning, gentlemen, and welcome to ukrainedating.tv, the world's first and only by donation video platform that is designed for Western men to meet beautiful Slavic women and win the hearts of Ukrainian women. Okay, so today's topic is what Ukrainian women say that makes Western men run. Okay, let's see. Let's play the video and discuss it.
A lot of men right now act like women and they just want more. Bring back the patriarchy. I want to stay at home. I want to take care of my kids. What do you mean buy you flowers? What do you mean pay for dinner? What do you mean 50-50? What is that? I don't believe in that.
What do you want? What do you believe?
I want a man to take care of me.
So you want to be a housewife?
I want to be a housewife.
Okay.
Yeah.
The old traditional way?
Traditional. I'll do it. I don't mind. I'll do it. Fuck it.
All right. Let's say you meet the guy that does all that. Like he's willing to take you in, and you basically be the woman to take care of everything.
Yeah.
Now, does he got complete control over you? Like saying like, all right, delete your Instagram. You can't be dressing all slutty out in the streets.
Here's my thing. I'm not gonna be dressing all slutty and like having Instagram. If I found the one and he gives me everything I need, he doesn't even have to ask me for that. I already did it.
I like this one.
You'll delete it?
Oh yeah, for sure. Without him even having to ask.
What about he wants to every time?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. 100%.
Well, I'm a little bit confused about the run part because I thought that's what men wanted. Why would they want to run away from a woman that wants to have a relationship and wants to submit to her man and wants to make him happy? I don't know why. I'm not really sure because where are they running? Anyway, let's disregard this the topic, the name of the topic. Yeah, I mean maybe men run towards these women because as far as I'm concerned, I've lived in Canada for over 25 years now, and I know the Western men, they would love to have a woman, to stay at home and and cook and clean and take care of the kids, take care of him, and doesn't want her to have social media. Or I mean, don't get me wrong, I personally don't care about social media because it's honestly it gives me like it swells my head up, and like not literally obviously, but metaphorically my head feels like this big if I go through when I used to have Instagram, and like I said, I had Instagram for food and my art, and it's just nonsense after nonsense after nonsense, and I couldn't handle it. And yeah, like I said, well, technically I got banned. My account got deleted, and I decided I don't want to open anymore because apparently people don't like that I speak my mind. So, and I just really don't find it really useful because I think it's in a lot of ways I think it's very damaging, especially to younger generation, that they're always looking at someone's life online, and not even realizing that most of these lives are not even real. It's all for show, it's all for clicks, likes, and I know that women look at other women in their relationships, and it's like, well, her husband or her boyfriend bought her a ring that's like $20,000. What is like you got me the one for 2,000, and why is he spending more money on her, and why can't you afford this? And it creates a lot of issues in relationships where it's I find it very weird that people would compare to someone else's. Like, you don't know what the other people are going through. And I know a lot of couples that on the surface they look like a perfect couple, that they have it all together, they have a beautiful family, both have beautiful, like, great jobs, they make good money, and everything looks so good. But if you really knew what was happening behind closed doors in those families, I wouldn't want to be in that family. I wouldn't care about the amount of money that they make, because once those doors close, it's complete nightmare what's going on there. So like I said, to me, and I know that for a fact that most Ukrainian women that I know, and I still believe it in my heart that most Ukrainian women just really want to settle down. They want to have someone to love and to love them back. And well, like I said before, when I lived in Ukraine, I knew for a fact that I would never marry a Ukrainian or like Slavic man in my entire life. That wasn't going to happen. And I knew, I knew for at least 4 or 5 years that I was going to leave to Canada. So I wasn't even like, and I was young too, even though all my friends were getting married, still in high school and then getting divorced. That's the thing in Ukraine. The reason why so many failed marriages, actually even more than in US that I did research, and yeah, it's because in Ukraine, women, they're not gonna just date you for like a year or two or whatever, right? They're not gonna move in with you, start living with you unless you're married, because that's, people in Ukraine don't just move in. It's very, here in Canada. It's okay. I live with a guy for 15 years, so um and it's okay, but I knew that he was not the one for me, so I was okay with it. Um but that's the reason why most marriages are failing. Plus, like I said, um alcohol is it's a part of a culture when it comes to men in Ukraine. So um and men tend to be a little, well, not a little, but abusive. So yeah, they want to get away from there. They want to find a good, loving, caring husband that just gonna stay loyal to her, and she wants to do all these things for you. So ever since I was a young girl, I mean, it's not like I wanted to be just a housewife. Yes, I have my ambitions, I have dreams. Of course, I want to achieve my goals in life, but it should not, the marriage shouldn't be in the way of it. And I don't think the marriage and my aspirations and my dreams are not going to be in the way of my relationship as well. I've always wanted to have somebody who supports my dreams and believes in me, and then I have somebody like that right now. So it's life changing experience, and like I said, most, and the women that we have here, um they're all vetted. They all want to have beautiful relationship, and honestly, um like I said, money, of course, money is good. It's money makes world go round and round, right? But too much of it is also, it creates problems, because you don't know who loves you for you, who cares about you for you, or who's using you. Because a lot of people put a good mask on, and you wouldn't even know, and you wouldn't even know for many years. So like I said, it's money could, it's a blessing and a curse. It's like, kind of like good looks to a woman. It's a blessing because yes, you get attention, right? And then you have your pick. But at the same time, for the most part, the attention you get is not the one that you want. Okay, so yes, things are popping up. Doesn't look like, doesn't look like I have any of my usual um people here that come and visit. But and I know. Okay, so when I used to live at the old place, I had this neighbor, very nice man, and he's never been married. He's Canadian. He's on the softer side. It's really hard for him to find a woman here, especially in the West. So he's yeah, maybe I'll find him a wife here too. Um, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with being a career woman, right? But to a man, it depends on a man, of course, as well. But I know in my heart that most men want to have a traditional lifestyle where he is the provider, or at least he's the main provider. okay? And he's the protector, because I think I don't know, because maybe because I grew up this way, so I always looked. My grandpa was making more money than my grandma, not by much, um, but he would always give the his earnings to her, because she was the one in charge of the budget, so she was making sure all the bills are paid on time. Groceries bought, she was the one buying groceries, she was the one doing all the purchasing, right? And they lived pretty well all their lives, because my and not that I'm saying that my grandpa was bad at budgeting or anything. No, it was not that. It was the fact that that was in their relationship. They both had their duties, I should say. Well, I don't know if the duty would be the right word. Anyway, it is the duty, right? So like in my relationship with my man, like I am the one who cooks and does. I do the dishes, I clean, I cook. These are, even when he tries to wash the cups, I'll be like, just leave it alone, please. Don't yeah, enter the kitchen. Kitchen is off limits for you unless you wanna raid the fridge, get something to drink for yourself while I cook. But other than that, stay out of the kitchen. It's my domain. Period. Okay. I don't want to hear about it. Okay. I'll let him help me cut the, like, peel the potatoes or something, just to give him a little bit of a little bit of authority. Not the authority, but a little bit of something to do, you know. But it's my domain, period. Like, I am the one in charge of that, and if he wants to help, that's fine. Yeah, you can help me, but I'd rather you not. I feel like he's intruding in my territory. So I also understand that. I know for a fact that, well, for example, my stepdad and mom work together, right? They have their own business. But prior to that, he had his own business, and my mom, she worked somewhere else. But they work together, right? So but he, like, without him, because my dad is the dentist and she's the assistant, so without him she wouldn't have a job, right? And these dynamics work fine because he makes most of the money. Of course, she's his right hand. So yeah, without her, he would be a lot slower, right? I mean, he could probably do it, but no, I can't. I don't think so. But so he needs her pretty much just as much as she needs him, right? And this is how I think that every relationship should be, because men and women, we have different, like I said, different duties. The man is the provider, the man is the head of the family. And I know for a fact that any smart woman, traditional smart woman, would follow the right man. If, like the lady said in the video earlier, that once it's the right man, a woman won't have any problems, following him. But who wants to follow an idiot, right? Like, and or a simp, like somebody without the backbone. I can't see myself being in a relationship where the man does everything I not even ask him but tell him to do, and I would not have any respect for him. So I always tell my friends and my viewers as well that every man, no matter, even like, even if you're just a three in your eyes or whatnot, because uh, it- you have to have boundaries, okay? Because once the woman realizes, once you set the boundaries, she realizes, okay, well, this guy is not gonna just do whatever I say, and then he, uh, if he doesn't like something, he's gonna call me out on it, or maybe even leave me if I do something that he doesn't want me to do, right? So she'll think twice before doing it. But I know a lot of women here, they test their man. They'll bring their friends to a date and order a bunch of stuff just to test him. I can only imagine what my man would be like. Yeah, well, first of all, he would be shocked if I did that, because that's just not my nature. But I'm pretty sure that he would be very shocked, and probably, I don't know if he would tell me off, but he would not be happy with it, right? And I see in the West that, I mean, I just watch these videos on YouTube, and women test their men like, and then when men leave them, they act all surprised. Well, this was just a test. Like, well, why? Why are you testing him? Don't you think that the God is gonna test you throughout life? Like, you just wait and wait till God is trying to test you. Like, why? Why people do this kind of things? I don't know. Just it's kind of bizarre to me. I mean, a little bit of drama in the relationship maybe keep the spark going, but unnecessary, stupid drama is yeah. I don't think you should have drama in your life, but maybe a little bit here and there. I don't know, just something silly, but not, but I don't. I again, like my ideas of drama is completely different from other people. Let's see. I got one comment, and that is, "I am here." Oh, hey, Pat. Hi. Where have you been? I've been hoping that you would come sometime soon and tell us what's happening in your life. Like, what's going on? Is where's your lady? Um. Anyway, hold on a second. I don't have that many people to. I mean, I have 6 viewers, but I don't see anybody. No comments today. I guess I'm gonna talk to myself all day. Let me put a logo up. Yay. Oh no, that's not the one. This is the one. Yeah. Oh, always. Yes. Anyway, you guys, so I don't know, but what about, do you have any comments on this topic? What do you think? Do you guys want this from a woman? Do you want a woman that is stays at home and being a traditional wife and a mother to your children, and that's the well, that's the thing. like like I said, my grandpa provided a house. My grandma made it into a home. you know Grandpa provides groceries. My grandma makes meals out of them, and my God, my grandma cooks so good. My God, I miss her cooking. When I went to when I went back home in 2016, man, I gained 35 pounds. Anyway, still look good on me, but yeah, I couldn't help myself. It was cold outside. All I did was stayed at my grandma's and we ate, and I couldn't help myself. It's really, really good food. Anyway, coffee's good. Anyway, so back to the topic. Again, this topic is kind of throwing me off compared to what the video was, and let me just play this video again for you guys, if you guys don't mind. I guess, well, I'm just basically talking to myself. So anyway,
A lot of men right now act like women, and they just want more. Bring back the patriarchy. I want to stay at home. I want to take care of my kids. What do you mean buy you flowers? What do you mean pay for dinner? What do you mean 50-50? What is that? I don't believe in that.
What do you want? What do you believe?
I want a man to take care of me.
So you want to be a housewife?
I want to be a housewife.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
I
old
respect
traditional
that.
way?
Traditional. I'll do it. I don't mind. I'll do it. Fuck it.
All right, let's say you meet the guy that does all that. Like, he's willing to take you in, and you basically be the woman to take care of everything.
Yeah.
Now, does he got complete control over you? Like saying, like, all right, delete your Instagram. You can't be dressing all slutty out in the streets.
Here's my thing. I'm not gonna be dressing all slutty and like having Instagram. If I found the one and he gives me everything I need, he doesn't even have to ask me for that. I already did it.
I like this one.
You'll delete it?
Oh yeah, for sure. Without him even having to ask.
What about he wants to every time?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
I was just thinking, how she said, not gonna dress slutty. It's fine because all of a sudden now, like in Canada, because the war is happening, so there's tons of Ukrainians here. There were like over 20,000 that came to Calgary, and I see them like they walking down the street. I don't have to hear them talk. I just know they're from Ukraine. I can tell my own people. I can actually tell the difference between most nationalities, to be honest with you, and most races. I can tell the nationalities. But anyway, so yeah, I see them, and they're always dressed elegant and classy, maybe not so much high heels. Not here in Calgary, because first of all, you really don't walk many places. So yeah, so you need to have some comfortable shoes. But yeah, but you can tell them, first of all, not too much makeup, if any, and very natural looking, beautiful hair. Like it's just actually, when was it? Yes, no, 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 no. A couple days ago, I was coming from downtown, and saw this beautiful mother with a kid and her mom, and yeah, she looks so beautiful, like very, very beautiful lady. Well, very seems a little young. She's like early 20s, but already with a child, which is that's what's happening in Ukraine. Like people get married very early, and then they realize, oh well, I'm still too young, like what, and then things don't work out. Oh, I see Pat has joined me, and then let me see. Ooh, Svir, hold on. Okay, why do women have to lie all the time? She don't want that for more than a week. Maybe she doesn't want to have that for more than a week. I know I want it for the rest of my life. Again, that's maybe I can't really speak for all the women, but like I said, most Ukrainian women, that's what they want. More reasons to find a bride from Ukraine. Smart man wants woman to be respectable, woman exactly, right. And don't get me wrong, I love to look sexy for my man, oh believe me, but if it's too revealing, I'm not gonna wear it out. I'll wear it around the house for him. I have some outfits just for the house, but I'm not gonna wear something that's too revealing, even if he's with me, because I'm still gonna get attention from other men, and it's not gonna be the right attention. Why would I need to show my goodies to others, right? So for me, I can still look sexy because I have like beautiful black dresses that are very, very plain and simple. But since I work out and I take care of my body, I have a very nice figure. So what I can put a very simple dress with nice heels, and I look like $1 million, really. And it doesn't even have to be an expensive dress, because I'll tell you straight up, I shop at Winners, and I get deals all the time. I do not overspend. Like I can buy literally two full-on outfits for $100. For $100, I can buy two full-on outfits that look on me, and I don't need to overspend. I don't need to buy Gucci, Versace, all this silly, stupid stuff, because ugh. First of all, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. Gucci, you give it to me as a present, I'll probably regift it. And if you give it to me with a receipt, I'll return it. No freaking way I'll wear that. That's Gucci's ugly. Versace, okay, but Balenciaga, I, I don't know. Like, and believe me when I tell you this, most Ukrainian women and Slavic women, we can look good with literally wearing a potato sack. And most Slavic women, we're very crafty, so we even make our own outfits. I know that I saw and I knit and I do embroidery, so I make my own outfits as well. And I mean, the buying material is is cheaper. So most Ukrainian women, we are very practical. I'm not gonna go out and overspend money on stupid stuff. Okay, I like even jewelry. To me, I personally don't care for jewelry. I don't even like it. It's just dangling there. I don't need it. It. I mean, yeah, a little here and there, something which is for like $20, whatever. I wear it with a certain outfit, maybe, but on daily, no. Like I no, I just I don't know. I'm just thinking in Ukrainian, magpie. We had this. No, I think it was a crow. There was a very funny, like old school, cartoon USSR, where like a crow puts a bunch of shiny stuff on her, pretending to be a peacock or some stuff, and the rabbit was saying, "It's like, well, you're still a crow. Like you can put all your stuff on top of you, all the shiny stuff. You're still a freaking crow, right?" So the thing, what I personally like about Ukrainian and Slavic women, were very natural. Most are in very good shape. Okay, First of all, we don't have that much food to be eating. That's number one, and which is actually a good thing because here is too much food for my liking. But and we can literally rock a cheap outfit and make it look like it's thousands of dollars. Easy. Easy. I've seen it. I do it myself. My friends also, my Slavic friends, Ukrainian, Russians, they also do it the same thing. I also used to have a Cuban friend, and her wardrobe, you go and it's like a t-shirt is, there's no t-shirt that's less than $100. Just a plain freaking t-shirt, not one shirt that's less than $100. And they're plain t-shirts, and I'm thinking like, why? But anyway, kind of, well, I'm not really getting off topic because this is how, I'm just telling you how Ukrainian women are, how Slavic women are. We, because of the way we are raised, that most families back home, it there's very little middle class, so it's like up to the middle class, or the poor up to the middle class that's the most people, and then middle class is like literally like mm, a hair thin line, and then rich people. So as we just live there, learn to live within our needs. So for me, for example, I learned to live within our needs when my dad left, um before my stepdad got married to my mom. There was like a year, like we were barely scraping by. If it wasn't from my grandparents, helping out, and the huge garden that we have, that my great grandma had. So we got all the veggies and fruits and all that kind of stuff. But that's the reason why I don't even eat meat, because because eating meat in Ukraine is a delicacy. Not people don't eat meat every day. It's like maybe once a week if you can afford it, maybe once a month. Chicken, oh, forget that. so so like I said, so we learn to live within our needs. We don't need to overspend money to have a happy life, because we have our priorities in not intact, but we have our priorities straight. There you have it. Oh, brain fart over there. Because we just realized that, if I, how can I just expect for someone to just come into my life and just start taking care of me and to do everything for me, pay my bills, this, that. Of course, wouldn't that be a beautiful thing? Like, who wouldn't want that? I'm pretty sure that man would probably want that too. Like, why wouldn't somebody want some pretty girl, or even an ugly girl? Are you just paying the bills, right? It would make sense. Like, but the thing is that it's not all about, like I said, it's not. I've always wanted to be with someone that I love, and I want to settle down with someone that I love. I want to be happy, and I mentioned that before, and I'll say it again. It's the happiness is what it's within you. Nobody's responsible for your happiness. Nobody, and I mean nobody, not your parents, not. I mean, yes, your parents should do the right thing, is raise you right, and to so you know the value of a dollar, or not to be a piece of shit in life. But happiness, it comes from within. You can't buy it, you can't borrow it, nobody can give it to you. It's what you have to decide. You have to sit down and think and talk to yourself. Really, I talk to myself all the time. People think I'm crazy. I'm not. Anyway, maybe a little bit, but anyway. So, but you have to sit down and you have to think, like, what makes me happy. If your answer is money, just go and then jump off the cliff, because it's never gonna be enough, because there's always more and more. There's a new phone coming. I remember when first iPhone came out. Holy crap! That phone, that second one didn't come out for what, a few years, right? And now, literally every few months, there's a new phone coming out. New phone, new phone, new phone. And this is what, because this mentality here in the West is that, oh, I need more, I need more, I want this, and I want that, and oh, look at all what she's wearing, I want that one, and I want. But people don't understand that, really, if the apocalypse happens today, let's say, right? We got no electricity, got no internet, money is no good no more, okay? Nothing is good. Like, all you really need is food, water, shelter, heat, okay? What the hell are you gonna do with all the money that you have? And if it's no longer good, if we go back to Stone Ages, if we like, and who knows what might happen? Are you really what are you gonna do with your Gucci purse or like Birkin? That a Birkin purse is like $100,000, and it's a freaking ugly thing. Like $100,000 for a freaking purse. Anyway, but again, like I still, even though I've lived here for 25 years now, and longer than I've lived in Ukraine, I will never understand this need for always having more things that you don't even need. You know, what do you really need in life? I mean, think about it. Like, I know what the only thing I absolutely need is my health. Everything else, my money is there to be made, especially living here right now in this country where I'm blessed and I'm privileged, to be honest with you, and the sky's the limit, right? And I mean, I understand in other countries, in Ukraine right now, really know where to go, but in hell, I guess, or like to escape. And a lot of Ukrainians, yeah, they just escape and then now they're living here. And believe me, because I talk to a lot of Ukrainians here, and even though there's a war going on, they still want to go back. They don't want to live here. They want to go back because they're homesick. They grew up there. They have families. They, even though maybe the house is destroyed, maybe the city is destroyed, but they still miss back home. I wanted to go back. I wanted to commit suicide when I was here. The first 6 months, I hated it. I didn't want to be here. I wanted to go back. Anyway, let's go see. Hello, everyone. Steen. Okay, let's see. Pat, I'll get back to you in a bit. Let me just answer some. Yeah, okay, so let's see. More reason. Okay, yeah, I read that one. Let's see. Let's see what else you got here. It was common in the West too, and USA for women to marry at early adulthood. It was only in the 20th century with feminism going mainstream, the woman got programmed to shun marriage. Yeah, well, listen, don't get me. Okay, the one thing I don't agree, you should marry very young because you don't really make right decisions. I mean, I know some couples that they got married young and they've been married for 50, 60 years happily. Yes. But when you're young, you're still not, you're full of these raging hormones, and I don't know. I think people should wait until they meet the right person. Okay, I've waited. It didn't happen to me. I met the love of my life at the age of 42. So I waited because I didn't want to get married to someone I didn't love. I didn't want to have children with someone I didn't love, and so I've waited because that was my mind made up ever since I was a little kid. But some people maybe they feel pressure. They're like, well, crap, I'm 20 something already. Hell, I don't have a husband, and I just like, oh, good enough. Let's get married. That's actually what happened to my boyfriend. He thought, he was already 30 years old. Ugh. And now I guess I'm never gonna find myself anyone. So yeah, she seems like a nice girl. Got married, 20 years wasted. But well, not completely wasted. He's got two beautiful children out of it. But my point is that 20 years, it's 20 years. But anyway, it was called, oh yeah, that's right, I already read that. Sorry. The only way to know they come from Eastern Europe is when they speak. No difference is in clothing here. Well, I don't. Well, you don't live in the West though, Siri. Don't you live in Norway? I honestly, I'm sorry if I don't remember, but I believe that you live in Norway somewhere. But listen, European fashion and fashion here completely different things. When I first came here to Canada, I was wearing heels all the time. I would go to high school wearing heels and mini dresses, and people be like, "Wow, what's wrong with her?" And I remember all the popular girls who used to hate me because I look good and used to pick on me, but they picked on the wrong on the wrong one. So I put them right back where they belonged. But it was because people would look at me and it's odd for them to see someone who's wearing heels, unless because well, when I came here it was 1999. It was a cow town. It's still a cow town to me, but it, like I said, you go to Ukraine, it's completely different. When you go to Europe and you go to the West, I mean, I've seen, I still won't forget the first time went to 7-Eleven, and there's a couple standing in their PJs and slippers from the house and like look like they just woke up. I've never seen that in my life, and I will never leave my house looking like that ever. No, unless there's some my house is on fire. But no, it just, I don't know. Like Ukrainian women like to, European women, of Eastern European and Ukrainian women and Russian women like to look good all times. My PC and smartphone is 10 years old. No new before they bought that. You know what? I actually thought the same way, and I did have an iPhone 8 for the longest time too. But the thing is, every time I go to the gym, because it's 3G and all the new towers are actually 5G, so my phone was not compatible. So it would not work half the time when I left the house. So I had to upgrade. But I bought the phone that I like, so, and I waited until it went on sale anyway. I didn't buy it brand new, so I'm not about to waste $1,600 freaking dollars. Like, I'm not cuckoo. Anyway, okay, so Pat, are you ready for me? Let me. Hello, Pat.
Hello.
So it took me a little bit, but I want to get back to my viewers. How have you been?
Oh, not so bad. Trying to get ready for winter. It's flurries out there today.
Ugh. Tell me about it. I was at Halloween, so I was giving away candy to kids, and I dressed up as Cleopatra. So, and it was like a thin dress, and I opened. It's snowing. It was just a little bit, not like crazy snow, but a little bit of snow. And what I noticed, like in my neighborhood, half the kids didn't even have costumes on. I'm like, and then so they're asking me trick or treat. I'm like, okay, show me a trick. They just stand there. They don't know what to say. Like, you ask me what I prefer. I prefer a trick. I don't have any tricks. I'm like, you don't get any candy. Oh, I'm like, nah. Here is your candy. Go, rotten your teeth.
Well, here all costumes require a parka over top. These
Yeah.
just have face makeup or stuff like that because it was
Hmm.
cold more than it wasn't, right?
Yeah. Basically, most of the kids, they were actually. Quite a few of them had the same mask on. I'm wondering if they were just coming and putting the
Switching.
mask on, wearing the same mask and just, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. So how are things with your lady?
It's a challenge with communication, but I
Well,
don't want to get into details about that. But
mhm.
I can say that if anybody makes demands of me or gives me shit, tries to make me say I'm not doing anything when I'm really working hard, I tend to shut down. And it's just like, yeah, no.
I
That
don't
really
blame you. I
bothers me.
mean, I think you've done enough. I mean, you went to see her in Turkey, right? And
Yeah, no, it when people in general, like, I don't want to get specific because it might break confidences, but um, if somebody accuses me of not working hard when I am trying to get a package somewhere or running into trouble, and then if they say that I'm not doing anything and start getting demanding, I tend to say, yeah, no, you figured it.
hey, you know what? Again, this kind of behavior, I do not condone this kind of behavior. Like, what does she know? Like, she thinks it's so easy, like, oh, poof, and it's not like, first, you're not even married, right? So
Yeah,
it
yeah,
would have been easier if you guys were married. And plus, it's not like she's not from Ukraine. If she was from Ukraine, it would have been this easy for
Yeah,
me to bring them.
easy peasy.
So easy. Ukraine, they bringing them in as long as they have the ticket for the money for the ticket, or even Canada. I think Canada even buys them ticket. I know once they come here, they give them like 2,000. They or I think the first month's rent free. But you know what I noticed? Most of these people they come with these women come with husbands here.
Hmm.
They're like in their 20s, mid 30s, and I'm like, okay, my brother can't leave. Well, my brother is so patriotic. I want to bring him here. He says no.
No.
And he told me straight up, he's like, you're gonna mention this again, I'm gonna hang up on you. I'm gonna block your ass until you get it through your head that I'm not leaving. I
Yeah.
love Ukraine.
Well,
We
hats
fight
off to
here.
being devoted.
And I mean, he's actually, like I always say, I don't find Slavic man good looking. It's very rare that my brothers actually have decent looking. I
Mm.
again still as looking at him as a man, not again not my type, right?
Yeah.
Plus he's my
You're not
brother, but
supposed to want
you know what I
supposed to
mean,
be hot
right?
for your brother anyway, right?
Yeah, but you know what? The good thing he actually took after my mom's brother, because my stepdad is not good looking.
Yeah.
He's very kind. He's nice. He loves my mom. My mom loves him. He was a good dad to me. He still is a
Yeah.
good dad to me, but not my type. Also, but then again, listen. You know what? My girlfriend, when she met my boyfriend, she was like, "Bleh, you can do better," and I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Why? I'm happy. That's the man I want because again, she's from Russia. She's very shallow.
Mhm.
She even asked me, she's like, can you find me a husband? I'm like, nope, not don't even, because I'm not gonna tarnish our reputation with you. Like, I love my friend, I love her to
Yeah.
pieces. We've been friends for 23 years, over 23 years, right? And I
Yeah.
don't judge her, but no,
Well,
not
I know
her.
it has. I know with shipping stuff, I've tried many places, and it's just nobody wants to ship anything there. It's just all there is to it.
Well, but that's the thing. Like Russia and Canada, they have you can't go to Russia
No,
being a Canadian. I know they won't let you in. Number one,
no,
and she can't come here too because she's from Russia.
she's waiting for her visa.
Well,
She's applied for her
but
visa.
how is this your problem? What, you called them and said no? Please keep
I
that
know,
visa.
I know. Apparently, I'm just supposed to go like this, and it's supposed to just happen, and it's just when somebody won't talk to you face to face, it's hard to say, I'm doing what I can, right?
Uh, But okay, like I said, I don't beat around the bushes. I cut to the chase, and I'm gonna tell you straight up. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I,
not.
I
It's
listen. You know
taking a
what?
turn.
I know you. I don't really know you that well, but a few times we've spoken, I get a very good vibe from you. You seem like a very kind man. You seem like very loving and caring, and I mean, just move on. I
Yeah,
don't waste your time. And
yeah,
if she's already like pressuring you and she doesn't even know what the hell is going on here, it's
yeah,
what are you? What are you, Bill Gates, that you have billions of dollars where you can just say, hey, I need my private plane to fly there, pick her up and bring her here. What the fuck is she expecting? Pardon my language, but I'm pissed because like people, but that's the same thing when it comes to my family, because they think I live in Canada because I own a house and I'm doing okay for myself, but they don't know the struggles that I go through here to earn my money to be
yeah,
able to
yeah,
keep my ass, pay all my bills. They're like, well, my mom is like, how much are you making? I'm like, what difference does it freaking make how much I'm making,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Or you make a bad investment, and all of a sudden your cash is gone.
Exactly. Listen, I
Yeah,
had two. I just went through. I just had a one trial with my ex. Didn't go my way. I mean, I still won, but it's still I didn't get what I wanted anyway. So, and I thought that I had it in the bag. So there are things that are out of your control. It's like
Yeah.
you can. The only thing that the person should be able to control is their emotions and feelings.
Hmm.
That everybody should be in charge of their emotions, because sometimes emotions take over and people do stupid shit when they're all up in their feelings. I've done it myself, and I'm pretty sure everybody's done it before. So
Oh,
that's the only thing
sure.
that I can be in control of. But I can't be in control of like what happens with the visa. You know, it took my dad 4 years to bring me here, and he was already here as a citizen.
Mhm.
Okay, right, and it was a long process. It took he had to have 150,000 in his bank account just to even immigrate in 1999, right?
Right.
it, there are things, there are legal things, and even like in court, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove in court,
That's right.
right? So
Yeah, I've been to court a few times when I was going through my divorce. So
uh,
I know very well about how that works, I'm afraid, unfortunately.
you know, listen, I like I said, I mentioned, I everybody in my family went through divorce. So when I was a kid, I was like, screw this, I'm never getting married. Why?
Yeah.
Because I suffered when my dad left, because I was like, when my dad left, I'm 7 years old, right? And
Yeah.
ever
Yeah.
since that day, I'm like, I'm never getting married. I never want to have kids, or at least until I meet the right person. I don't
Hmm.
want to just get married and then my man just leaves me and I'm stuck with the child, single mother. And that's what happens in Ukraine. A lot that happens in Ukraine, where they get married too young with a baby and then realize they're not even compatible.
Hmm.
So that's the downfall of it in, like, in Ukraine. They don't try it out to move in together. I also understand that, because it's mostly just that mentality that, traditional, oh, let's move, let's get married before.
Some people seem to have a really good instinct. A fellow I work with, he married a Filipino lady, and um, she was in Canada as a temporary foreign worker. And
Hmm.
he didn't work in the same plant as he did, but one of the fellows that he's still here, actually, I work with him. He knew
Hmm.
this lady, and he says, I'm going to introduce you to Rose. He said to this guy, and he
Hmm.
said, okay. He says, you're not dating anybody, are you? He says, well, no, I just kind of broke up with my girlfriend,
Hmm.
and not. But anyway, so 6 months after he met her, they were married, and it's been about 12 years now, and they've got 2 kids, and are very happy
Hmm.
together. So it's
Listen, there are some marriages where people just meet and then within a few months they're married, and then, or even
God,
like weeks. And
yeah.
I mean, it happens, but what are the chances of that? It's like pretty much the chances of winning a lottery is
Well, that's the
kind
same
of in the
what happened
same.
to him. Happened to him because, yeah, it's just like, you lucky bugger. I keep thinking to him, and he knows he's got a good deal. So I always
Mhm.
hate it when people are in a good situation like that and take their spouses for granted, because
Yes,
he doesn't seem to realize he's got a good woman.
I see a lot of that too. Well, this is what I find, what's wrong with Slavic men. Just
Mhm.
because of the traditions of, the woman, she's supposed to cook, she's supposed to clean, she's supposed to do all these things, for for like make a house into a home, this, that. And it's so like we're branded by that, right? So
Mm.
it's so into our culture that the men here in the West, the women are very entitled, I find.
Oh, horrible.
But back home, it's the other way around. It's the men that are entitled. It's like, well, if I provide, I better come home and there better be food on the table. Better be that. And if there's no food, screw you. I'm going out. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna do whatever, because that's how. And Ukrainian women were just freaking sick and tired of this. Honestly,
Mm.
like I mean, like I said, my
Appreciation goes a long way, right?
exactly. It's not even like you don't have to, like, for me in my relationship, I don't expect my man, because I cook, I don't expect him to go and buy me stuff because I do it because I do it out of love,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's what I want for everyone to have. And I mean, come on, let's be realistic. It took me 42 years to find the one,
Hmm.
right? So,
Well, I'm 50,
and
so
And well, he's 52. He's
Yeah,
50 himself, so
yeah, yeah,
I'm his first love too. So he's
yeah,
never
yeah.
been loved, and he's never really loved anyone other than his kids and of course his family. But you never know when you meet the one. And my grandparents, they didn't meet until like up until a year before I was born. Right? They were both married at the time,
Hmm.
and both in shitty relationships. Like my biological grandpa was liked to drink and was abusive, and my
That's
grandma my
bad.
and the thing is, my grandma was freaking gorgeous, man. Like I have her eyes, and she's gorgeous. Like, and she was a professional basketball player, she was a coach, she was a referee, um she was well rounded, she was making her money, she had guys dying over her, and
Mhm.
married the guy very young, also in love, turned out to be an abuser. And some people don't even show their colors up until you get married. So, Pat,
Well,
I'm telling you, you dodged the freaking, not a bullet, a freaking rocket was
yeah.
a rocket. I'm telling you. I'm sorry to say that, but I'd rather not. I don't want you to even put any more energy. If like she's already acting like this, and especially when you guys even have a barrier, like to communication barrier. I mean, shouldn't she be like, if okay, let's say I sit in Russia and this man is taking me to Turkey on a vacation, I would be so grateful. I wouldn't be like, oh, when are you bringing me here? Like, I would be grateful. I'd be like, oh shit,
Well,
I
everything
want to
around
remember
here.
those times. I want to look at the pictures
Yeah.
again.
Everything was good until I was running into trouble. She asked for a few items, and they weren't unreasonable. Some face cream and some stuff that she
Mhm.
couldn't get there, and I just haven't been able to find shipping. And then she started to get a little upset, and
Okay. What? But that just shows, you guys are not even married. You guys don't even live together. So that I'm just thinking, like, if she's already like that, she like I don't know if you watched that video, like the few podcasts before, there were everybody shows who they really are,
mhm.
as long as you pay attention and don't miss the red flags. Because before in my previous relationships, I ignored red flags,
Oh, me too.
ignored them, because I'm like, I thought I was in love, because first few months is always the honeymoon blah 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 phase, right? So you're blind to the flags. But
Yeah,
now that I'm older and wiser, I see these red flags before they even pop up. Honestly, I do.
yeah.
And I'm yeah, I'm not putting up with anybody's BS anymore either. So
We get a bit jaded.
yeah, that's so true. But no, I mean, there's plenty of women. And in fact, you're a kind man. Listen,
I just have to recover financially a bit better before I could ever go and meet somebody again. But we talked about those bad business decisions. I made one of them not too long ago, so
well,
I got a couple things to sell to recover. But it's just a matter of getting those things sold.
But,
But
but see, this is the thing. Like, that's why I always wanted to marry or to be with someone that I love, because money, you can have it, and then one bad investment, poof, money's
yeah,
gone. And I and
nice.
I've seen successful people make one bad. I've seen a very successful man be with a woman, marry a woman that was a bad fucking woman,
Mhm.
and she destroyed his life. He's a bum now. She took everything. She destroyed his life completely.
Yeah,
Like, he was a multi-millionaire. He had a freaking nice business. Girl from Russia, by the way.
hmm
So I'm not gonna say that Ukrainian women better than Russians, but a little bit.
Well, I was leery. But I was assured that the vetting process was all good and going. And like I say, up until 3 or 4 weeks ago, when she started giving me hell,
Mhm.
I'm trying to talk to her face to face, try to get this straightened out, and make sure she could maybe understand that we're not even living together. Never mind sleeping together. You don't get to talk to me like.
Mhm. He doesn't get to talk to you like that, period, even if you're sleeping together. Like,
Well,
listen,
exactly, right? If a man talked to me like that, they get my fist down their throat.
exactly, right? I don't know how
I'm
exactly
not
she
a
talked to
violent
you.
man either, by the way, but there's just some things you just don't tolerate, right?
Well, that's my point. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you called her names, she would go, "Oh, how
Hmm.
could you?" Rah, rah, rah." But see, but this is where, like, you can tell that there will be no respect in that relationship. So yeah, I'm sorry to say that, and I'm sorry that this happened with our lady, but run. But see, this is actually kind of, yeah, you know what? That, what do you know? You are actually perfect guest for this topic, because I wasn't sure where this topic was going with the video, because the video seemed like a very nice video, but then where do these
Hmm.
men run? Like, okay, well, in your case, it's unfortunate, but I'm honestly happy that you found out sooner than later.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
'cause I've thought a few times when I figured if somebody I had ever met came over here and started being like that, there's all kinds of rowboats going back. You
Yeah.
take them to the
Right.
airport, bye bye, right?
Exactly. And exactly. That's, yeah. Well, like I said, it's always the gamble. It's always the gamble with everything, if you think about this.
That's
Like
right.
I said, I was in a relationship 15 years, and the first few years that man was looked like a dream come true, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Rich, takes care of me, buys me everything, but then little bit slowly starts showing his abusive, like he's a narcissist, abuser, and just a bad person. And then I was way into deep, and it took me a long time to get the hell out of there, because I just a messed up situation, which kept me in there captive. But I'm out. So you
Well,
you you really don't know.
well, I
And
I I, I don't know about that part, but uh, my actual living together marriage was only about 3 years, but we never got it finalized. And 17 years later, when she died, I hadn't really given up on ever trying to fix it with her yet. It just, we always ran into these stumbling blocks that she was always shacked up with somebody because of to attain a standard of living, right? So how do you get back together with somebody if they're already always um, seeing somebody else, right?
well, but that's the thing. Like, I and especially, well, I don't know about Ukraine nowadays, because I haven't been there in 25 years. But my brother says it hasn't really changed that much. Yeah, a little bit. Yes, I guess plastic is being introduced in Ukraine. So now the younger generation with the fillers and all this stuff.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
actually I actually saw my ex's daughter, who's 28 years old, and she looks older than me now.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
her face is fucked. And
Yeah. That.
and she's such a pretty girl. That's the thing. Like, she started doing all these fillers, what, 4 years ago, and she was 24,
Oh,
23.
yuck.
And now she's 28, and she looks like she's 45 at least. I was shocked. I was shocked, and his wife too. With She just came here 2 years ago, and it's like Botox and all this crap in her
Oh,
face, and I'm like, why?
what's hilarious is apparently there's men out there, there's scrawny guys getting
Oh
muscle
yeah,
plants to
I
make
saw.
themselves look jacked and they've got no strength.
There was this one guy. I forget. Like, he's been around for quite some time. This Russian guy. He was injecting like oils in his biceps.
Hmm.
So they were actually, his
Like
biceps were
pipes.
bigger than his waistline.
Yeah, yeah.
And his mom was like, "What is wrong with you?" Because he went viral over this, and he was all over the internet flexing. Like, okay, so it's like this, and then the forearm is skinny like mine, and then here is
Hmm.
like the size of my hips. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
very,
yeah.
and then apparently he almost died.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
what
believe
the
it.
hell? Like, there are women. There's this one in South Korea. She was a model, socialite. She had, like, she was very rich and stuff, and she started doing plastic surgeries and got addicted to it. And at one point, because she was doing so many procedures, like, every month, that The surgeons told her, no, I'm not
Yeah,
doing it
yeah,
anymore. That's it. Every single surgeon in South Korea said no.
yeah,
So she started injecting, like she started buying all this crap online on black markets. And
yeah.
then when she ran out of money on that, she started injecting herself with cement.
Oh God.
And you should see her face, like the picture what she used to look like when before she started this, and the picture what she made herself look into is like,
It's
why?
just disgusting, isn't it?
It is, but and the really messed up thing about it is like she paid for it too. You pay to butcher yourself. Why can't you just eat healthy, take care of yourself, and age gracefully? Because even like looking at Madonna nowadays, like, what the
Oh,
hell, grandma?
horrible. I couldn't recognize her the last time I saw her.
Oh my god. And then with the dancing, she had like some kind of concert or like performance, and then she's still wearing all this tight stuff. I'm like,
Hmm.
you're like pushing 70s. Like, what is
Yeah,
wrong? If my grandma in her 70s started wearing this, I would put her in a loony bin. Like, what
that's
the
right.
hell, grandma? You're losing your
Take the keys
shit.
away. Take the keys
Like,
away.
what? I understand you, Madonna. You have your money. Why are you still cleaning this? Like, you were hot. You had your moment. You had a few decades of your time to shine.
Well,
Leave it alone.
that's why Irina was self-conscious about her lip, and I says, don't be worrying about that. That's just a mark, and that's just
Oh
all.
yeah, she
Right.
has like a mark here or
She says
something.
she's
Oh,
got a bit of a scar on her lip after her bike accident,
oh,
and she
you know
had it.
what? I got a scar. I got a scar right here. I got a scar right here. I got a scar right here. I got a scar right here.
Yeah.
I don't care. And you know what? Well, this whole my 33% of my body I burned.
Hmm.
So well, I didn't burn it myself. You
No,
know
no,
what
I
I
know.
mean?
An accident.
So I'm and I even remember my Cuban, well, a former Cuban friend, she was like, why don't you get a tattoo? You know? I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
tattoo for what? Like a sleeve. And I'm like, because you can see, if you really pay attention, you can see like up
yeah,
close. You know, whenever you sleep on one side and you know you have crinkled,
yeah,
sheet, and
yeah,
it's like looks like crinkled
yeah,
skin. That's exactly what it looks like, as if I slept on this arm. So
yeah,
she's like, well, you have the money. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, why don't you get like a sleeve? And I'm like, for what? She's like, to cover
yeah,
your scar. And I'm like, well, does it bother you? She's like, no. And I'm like, well, it doesn't bother me. Why should I?
yeah,
Oh, well, guys might not like it. I'm like, why do I care what guys like? The right man will love me no matter what. If I try to please everyone, I'm not gonna please anyone, because everybody's got their own kinks. Everybody,
yeah,
like, for example, I know some men that look at me and be like, "Ugh, whatever, I don't want her,"
yeah,
because they
yeah,
have a completely different taste.
yeah.
Okay, well, maybe on average, yeah, I'm okay looking, whatever.
Well,
My-
people that they get massive things on their face and that I don't mind the idea if they're trying to make that a little better if it's really hard to look at. Like
but I
there's
didn't
people
I
that have
didn't even
it
notice. But
off.
again, I haven't seen her up close, so. But I don't know. I think. I mean, yeah, I understand if it's, yeah, you really disfigured. You got in a really bad accident and your face is all messed up. Yes,
They're trying to do
but if it's
something.
just a little bit, it gives you character. And like I said,
That's what I was trying to point out to her. Is it's just a bit of character, and it didn't look gaudy on camera, and it's just don't worry about it. My grandma had a really bad scar across her cheek. It looked
mhm,
like she was in a knife fight, and she got hooked by a barbed wire fence when she was very young. It was horrible scar,
mhm.
and that is just the way it is.
Well, and the thing is, even like the plastic surgeries, how they originated, it was not to make big boobs. It was for people that have been in bad accidents, that have been disfigured, to
Yeah,
fix their face. It was not made for people to, oh my gosh, look at this wrinkle, let me just quickly,
yeah.
but then it started, but because people, well, wait a minute, well, you can fix
Somebody
his
got
face,
the face
so then
blown
maybe.
off, and they tried to build it back for you.
And I honestly, like, like I said, I watch YouTube videos on this modern dating and all this, because for my channel. Otherwise, I'm not interested in any of this. Honestly, I'm not. I would not even bother. But even like these reality TV shows that they have, whatever, and then so they had like, okay, so like a bunch of people living in the same house, or some kind of crap like this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
A bunch of guys, a bunch of ladies, and the guys look their age, in mid 20s, 23, 25, 27. Yeah, they look their age. But the ladies, I thought literally they all look past 40. One of them was 23 and she looked like she was literally 47. I'm not lying to you. I was freaking shocked. Like, and it's actually very like Western thing. Like if you go, I mean, okay, Korea, they do have, Korea actually is not North Korea. Pardon my, anyway, but South Korea is number one place for face plastic surgeries.
No,
Uh,
okay.
Brazil, like, and Latin America is for asses and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
But then I know a lot of women tried to save a buck, came back, some died, some ended up getting like, some got paralyzed, some had to lose limbs over this. And I'm thinking, like, you really that vain that you like. There's a thing in Russian that for every product there is a consumer.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, of course, some people just don't find the right person because maybe the person that would find them beautiful in every way is so far away. But good for the internet nowadays with people that connect. Again, it's hard to find somebody, that will love you for you. Because I thought, because, well, I think I'm good looking, right? I don't think I'm a 10, but I think I'm okay looking. And it shouldn't be that hard for me to find someone who will love me for me, because I'm not just the looks. I'm actually a kind person. You
Hmm.
think, right? But then no, most men look at me as an object too. Oh, she's pretty, or no, like, maybe I can buy her some things, and that's why, even prior to that, when men would take me out, like try to take me out to a very fancy restaurant on the first date, I'd say no. I like, no thanks, I'm not going, because in my eyes it's like, well, why are you taking me out on the first date to a place where you need to drop at least $200-300 on dinner?
Hmm.
Like, unless you're really that generous, which it could be. But I also would see like men complain like, oh, I took her out and then she didn't give it up to me and didn't sleep with me, because and I spent that much money. Well, I didn't ask you to. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying all men, and again, it's not all. I can't speak for everyone, but I've been in situations like, I had a guy take me out a long time ago to a fancy restaurant, and I told him I didn't want to eat. I had a salad because it's just, I know my brain works different completely from most people. So I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna get anything I can't afford to pay for. Let's
Hmm.
put it that way. If I go on a date, well, back in the day when I was young, my rule, I go on a date. If he takes me to a fancy restaurant, I'm not gonna order anything that I cannot pay for myself. So yeah, I ordered salad. And then he's like, "We want to drink this?" And no, I'm good. I'm good. Why? Why we go to the fancy restaurant? And I told him why I didn't want to. I'm like, well, I can't. He's like, well, I'm buying. And I'm like, no, I'd rather you didn't, because every plate is like $50. The salad alone was like $25, and it was just some lettuce and shit, you know. Uh, so, and then I didn't drink anything either. I'm like, no, I'm good, I'm good. And he's like, well, I'm buying, and I'm like, well, yeah, I don't really feel comfortable with you spending this much money on the first day. I felt awkward, and that's why I was like, you know what, I don't even want to see you anymore. I
Yeah.
know it's weird. I know it must have been weird to him, but that's how I perceived it. Plus, his the way he like,
Chemistry.
his body language was like, yeah, he was expecting something. But I shut him down before this, because he thought I would be so impressed with it. I'm like,
Yeah.
bitch, you don't even know how good I cook. Like this,
Hmm.
literally no restaurant in the world can impress me. I've been to nice restaurants before, and cities I've been to 5-star restaurants that their food doesn't even match with mine. Like we're not on the same level, because I'm way up there. It's because
Yeah.
I actually do enjoy this. I love to cook, and especially I love to cook healthy. I love to cook for someone that I love, and even for my friends too. They come over, and all my friends, every single friend that I cooked for, they're always like, "Oh my god, oh, your food is the best." And if we live together, I'll be vegan. And I'm like, well, that's back in the day. I was when I was vegan. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like, and like, what do you really want from a woman? Like, do you want her to work? Do you want her to like share the bills?
Well, I'm not.
Like, ideally,
When it's
ideally,
just,
let's be.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. When it's just, if it's just the two of us, if there's no family, I mean, she probably should work a little bit, but I would like somebody that can help me with the house because I'm not really much of a housekeeper, and
Hmm.
certainly not much of a cook.
Hmm.
So, companion and somebody to help me with the domestics
Yeah.
is the big thing, right? And because things get more and more expensive, it'd be nice to have an extra small income, if nothing else, even if it's just part-time income.
Yeah. And I
To
mean,
help,
well,
right?
exactly. Well, nothing is wrong with making a little bit extra just to even buy groceries, right?
Yeah, help, even helping with the grocery bill.
Oh, you got a dog?
Yeah, I've got 3 dogs. I've got.
Oh no, can you show me? Let me see.
Come here. Yeah. That's Wilbur, the big
Uh-huh.
guy.
Ooh, hello. Oh, he's so cute. Hey, woo. I'm
I
barking
don't
here
know
on
if you
the.
can see the white one on the couch.
Yes, I do. I do
That's
with
Penny.
brown ears. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Hello.
Penny.
Oh, okay. Oh
And
my
then
gosh.
there's
Oh, I'm
Mark
on TV.
over there.
Wait.
Oh,
Oh yeah, the little one. Yes, I see him too. Or she. So cute. Well, you do have three companions. Too bad they can't cook, and you
yeah,
have to pick up after them. But
that's great.
but at the
All
same time,
rescues.
they're super loyal. They will never leave you.
Oh no, they're all rescues. The big guy was from a rescue place, and the little ones were actually my late ex-wife's dogs
Mhm.
that we had to take. And I didn't really want the white one because all she ever did was bark at me when I saw her at Susan's house. But she warmed up to me pretty fast. She
Yeah,
wormed her way in, so now I wouldn't be without them. They
yeah.
stick with me.
Honestly, I want to have a dog. Can't afford one. Not yet. Plus, it's a huge responsibility. I have to get my ducks in the line, or what is it? Ducks in the line in
Ducks in
order.
a row. Ducks in a
Ah,
row.
ducks in a row. Yeah, all my ducks in a row before I make this. That's a big decision too. It's like um, yeah. I've ever since I was a kid, I always had dogs, but I wasn't the one taking care of them. I was the one playing with them, and taking them
Mm-hmm.
for walks and stuff. But
Well,
that
I
was
have
it.
2 cats too, but they're outside right now.
Cats are easier to take care of. Yeah,
Yeah, they're
I
a
had
little
a
more
cat.
independent.
Yeah, just give them some food. I love cats because they're very independent, and
Yeah.
they want to be pet. They'll come to you. They'll throw everything off the table to get some attention. But if they don't
Oh
want
yeah.
it, then you're not petting them. I know that.
No. No.
I'm a Leo, so I'm a
Yeah,
cat
I'm a Leo
princess.
as Leo. Yeah, I'm a Leo as well, actually.
Oh no way! When is your birthday?
August 19th.
19th. I'm July 29th.
Oh, okay.
Ah, well,
Yeah.
maybe next year we can have a party together.
Yeah.
Now that that Joe and Anna live right in between
Yeah. Right in
Calgary and
between.
Edmonton. Yeah, I went to see them with my man on Joe's birthday.
Yeah, he invited me as well, but because I was in Turkey, I couldn't go, obviously.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes. Oh yeah, he told me that he invited you, but yeah, you were in Turkey. That would have been nice if you could come. Yeah, they have a beautiful house right on the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids, the girls are so sweet and kind, and his family. And honestly, when when I met Anna looks 100 times better in person. The video and the pictures don't do her justice at all. Same thing. When me and my man went and he saw her, he's like, "Is that her?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." He's like, "I've seen her videos, and
Mm-hmm.
that's she doesn't look like herself. I'm like, I know, like she looks 100 times better. I don't know what it is. Like she looks. First of all, she's so tiny. She's probably like 90 pounds soaking wet.
Oh boy.
She is like, she has a very, I think I have a nice figure, but her figure is even better than mine. Honestly, she's very good shape, but she takes care of herself. She's dressed very nice. Well, that again, Ukrainian women, you can tell them. You can tell they're walking down the street because the way they're dressed. So let's see what people say here. Want to read some comments with me?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Western. What is it? Common. Oh yeah, we read that. Okay. Let's see. The only way to know they come from is, oh yeah, I think a different language. Oh yeah, we saw this one. She speaks the facts. Yeah. In the US, everybody dressed up nice up until 1960s. That's so true. Like I remember, like even watching videos, like in the 60s and even in the 70s, people dress pretty nice. Now I don't know what happened to 80s, and now it's just going down the hill. Like old pictures in USA 50s. Yes, yeah, I don't remember. You know what I like about old school is that men always dress so sharp. Like I love a man in a suit, not on daily. No, it's too much.
Yeah.
But because I don't know. As I was a kid, I always had a crush on my grandpa because he was gorgeous. Like he was so handsome. He always did his hair like slick back, very nice, and always well groomed, and always wore a suit. He was a director of a stadium, so you had to be right. You had to be dressed, but then also like track suits because he would coach. He was a water polo player, then coach, and then referee. But he was always well presented, so I like that. But I also like every day. Do you think I really, now that I live in Canada, I don't really like if I go, let's say I go to work. Well, I do residential cleaning, so obviously I'm not gonna dress up. But like on daily, if I go to the store or something, I wear something simple, just tights, running shoes, like, or go to the gym. But if we go out to town, yes, I dress. I wear a nice dress, heels, that kind of stuff. So I'm Canadianized in a way. But yeah, but well, you have you seen like a lot of? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Russian and Ukrainian people in Turkey. Were there or
Yes.
Yeah, because
I wasn't able to spot them, but Sveta was.
Oh yeah.
And then I kind of picked up on some of the physical traits. But yeah, there was a lot of Russian people.
Yeah, and if you go to Cuba, same thing. They all go, well, communism, communist countries.
Well, Cuba's socialist. It's not really communist, but
well, not anymore, but still.
No. Yeah.
They still have their ties with Russia though, up until now. And
yeah,
a lot of Russians go there. A lot, because I told you that my friend.
Because of the visa issue. Because that's why we picked Turkey, was the visa issue.
Mm-hmm.
And that's obviously why other people go there too.
Oh shoot! I'm looking at the time.
You're running overtime, so I guess I better.
I know. Yes, I should get going too. I have things to do, and
yeah, so do I. I got the heat on in my garage. I got to go do some.
Yeah. Right now with this weather, I turn up the heat, then it gets too hot. Turn it down. Overnight, it gets too cold. Like I woke up shaking cold because it was too hot in the evening. I'm like, I turn it down a little bit. Wake up.
Yeah.
Cold. I can never get the temperature right. Not in the shower. Not
I miss my wood stove. I used to have a wood stove in my old house, and I haven't got one here yet. And boy, do I miss it! Even though it's real easy to get it too warm, but it's a different.
Oh, I know. Feel. I know, because my grandma in her house, she has. Well, my grandpa built the house himself, right? Mm-hmm. And he built it's not a stove, but it's made of bricks.
Yeah, fireplace.
It's like a furnace, but old school, where you put the wood underneath, and
I know what you mean.
It has, it's kind of like a fireplace, but it's
they build them in with brick. and the brick.
Yeah, with the brick. Yeah,
Poles.
and that thing, wintertime, couple of logs in there, and
Yeah.
because it's a very small space,
Yeah.
and it gets hot in no time. The whole and it stays hot because it's
Yeah, the bricks
all
hold the
brick.
heat. My grandfather heated that way too for
Yeah,
years.
and then that's what I also honestly I also miss Ukraine because back home, like for example, even grandma's place, if shit hits the fan and it becomes no more electricity, no nothing. My grandma has this pump that pumps the water straight from the ground
Mhm.
outside. It like I can live there off the grid, no problems, no
Yeah, yeah.
problems. So all right, Pat.
Take care.
I gotta go, but yes, come back again. Come back
You bet.
next Saturday, and actually, I'll come visit Irina tomorrow, and if you
Yeah, I'll
have
be on
some time,
tomorrow. I'll come
yeah,
on.
and then maybe three of us can go on the video.
Sure.
That would be fun. All right, Pat.
Take
Really
care.
nice to chat with you. Okay, you take care. All right, you guys. Let me answer a couple of more of your comments here, and you say, okay, yeah, I did. Okay, passport king, you send me a to do. Zhenya. Okay, what is this? Zhenya and the rest. Hi, Zhenya and the rest. Hi, Dan. I haven't seen you. Were you here last weekend? Honestly, I find attractive. You find me attractive? Uh-huh. Good morning, Russ. I don't believe I've seen you here before, but I'm glad you're here. Hello. I can spend this amount of money on the first date. Should I know the lady enough, period, as she is a coworker or a friend? Yes, then I mean, if you've known her and if you know she's not a gold digger, you already know that, then yeah, yes. If again, I can't tell you because I don't know who the lady is. But if you've known her long enough, and if you think that she's a good woman, I mean, why not? Why not impress her? Yes, that's fine. I mean, if I was a guy and if I really liked a girl, I would try and impress her too. I'd buy her presents too. I mean, if I had lots of money, I would shower my man with gifts. Like I would be his sugar mama, no problems. But the question is the person deserving that? That's my main thing about the first date being very extravagant. I don't think it should go that way. You should, man, listen, I'll tell you straight up, okay? If a woman likes you for you, she won't care where you take her. She will just be excited to see you and spend time with you. But if she's already demanding, no, this restaurant is not good, freaking don't deal with the woman. I'm telling you right now, do not deal with that woman. Not going to end up well. You're going to get used, abused, and thrown out. And I'm telling you this as a woman, okay? Because I know for a fact that if she's already telling you where you need to take her on a first date, she's going to be telling you everything, okay? And if you let her, one time you let the woman lead, it's you're gonna be following the rest of the way. You are, like I said, set your boundaries, okay? Every single man out there, whether you are 10, whether you're 1, does not matter. It does not matter. Set your boundaries, okay? Have your set of rules, okay? She steps out of that of the box. No, I shouldn't say the box. But if she steps out of the rules, if she does something that you're not happy about, she should pay the consequences. I'm not telling you right away break up, but you have to have serious conversations, and the more serious and the harder the conversation is, the stronger your relationship becomes. because yeah, everybody can just shoot shit, like talk about stuff, just life in general and have fun, yes. But when it comes to serious conversations, if she is avoiding them or if he is avoiding them, there is no respect. That's number one. There is no respect. So, and you don't want to be in a relationship where you're not getting the respect that you want and you require, and that so I know for myself that if I don't get what I want out of the relationship at this point, that I will also, like, if my man started disrespecting me all of a sudden, or like it started being different to me, there would be I would definitely just leave. So because I've already set my boundaries, he set his boundaries, so we don't overstep the boundaries, and neither of us would want to ever, because we don't want to ruin our relationship. And we've had very hard conversations, which made our relationship even stronger. I've never been able to open up about my darkest secrets, my painful experiences that I didn't want to tell anybody, but I told him. He knows everything pretty much there is to know about me, where even my best friends don't know things about me that he knows, because I finally felt understood, appreciated, not judged. And that's what I wanted. I wanted somebody to love me for me, not for my looks, not because I cook, or maybe I have a nice body, or what, the sex is good or whatnot. No, that those things, yes, it's a bonus. It's always a bonus to have a good quality about you. But the best quality you will always have about you is kindness. All the women that I know that in Ukraine, and the women that want to have a serious relationship, have a marriage, successful marriage, and happy marriage, they all want one thing. They all want a kind man, not a nice man, not a rich man, not a sexy man, not a man with a big penis or anything like this. No, they all want one thing, and they want a kind man, and not just like kind or nice when you feel like it, when you think that it's beneficial to you to be nice. Because I know so many people that they're nice to you when they want something from you, but when they don't want anything from you, they show their true colors. So I always say that everybody should find somebody who is kind to them. That, and again, some toxic people find happiness ever after also, but I'm not into drama or toxic crap. But anyway, you guys, okay, let me just see. Oh yeah, I already seen that. Leo, hi. Okay, Passport King, Leo, rawr, yes, Rocket Star. Okay, let me see what else is here. Great all, papa, Zhenya, and hello, and then what else? Okay, when could be the right time to have a first kiss and having sex with the Ukrainian lady? I know it has to do with many things. I mean, after how many dates, generally speaking? Well, generally speaking, I want to say, okay, 3 dates, yes. Again, first date, I always say just have a feel about each other. Go for something simple, coffee, maybe a light lunch, or just a snack, street food, whatever, something light, just where you're not really committed to sit at the restaurant and then wait for appetizers and this and that, and then you guys don't even click. It has to be something natural, like you just go with the flow, right? And see how you feel, like watch the body language. If she's leaning towards you, if she's playing with her hair, probably can kiss her that night. If a woman starts playing with her hair while she's talking to you, she's into you. That's 100% tell you, because women get when it's a proven fact that women that start playing with their hair when they're on a date, it's because they really attracted to a man, and always find some, like, I know a lot of men, they want this girl that's really out of their league, you know, because they maybe have some money and they can buy them nice things, and to find someone who is attracted to you, okay? And again, I'm not just saying that to the man, I also say that to women, I say that to everyone. Be honest with yourself, okay? Don't think, okay, well, because I got money I'm a 10, or because I got these boobs, or because I'm pretty I'm a 10. Looks, money, they can vanish within literally seconds. Bad investment, money gone, you're back to being a 3, fat, bald, and short, and the 10 is no longer available because you're broke, right? And again, money, it's just, and the same thing with the looks. When I burned, I was lucky enough that my face didn't burn out. And honestly, because I'm not gonna lie, before this happened to me, I was shallow. Well, I was on the shallow side. I was still good, but I was very shallow when it came to like looks, whom I would want to date, because at the time I had a guy who was personal trainer, a fitness model, and he was gorgeous, right? But did that did that work for me? No, because I was blinded by the looks. I'm like, okay, he's gorgeous, he's got nice body, and that was good enough for me. But again, I was young too, and then I burnt, and then I realized, because when because my face burnt too. It was a first degree, and it would look all messed up. This I turned like gray brown, like all the. It was it was horrible. It was horrible to look at. Believe me, I cried every freaking day looking at myself, and I couldn't even peel it. Anyway, so it gave me time, because I was stuck at home. I couldn't go anywhere. I had all these bandages all over, everywhere on me. I couldn't move. I was in pain, and that really got me thinking. Uh, but what if this happened? What if my face got ruined? Like, okay, and then what? And then if I was a piece of garbage, if I had a bad attitude, if I was entitled, um, I was never entitled. I never cared about money, but I was shallow. I cared about the looks. So, and then it taught me a lesson where I was so blinded by the looks, and then I just wanted to be this hot couple, and then I realized that if I didn't have my personality as a good person, then a lot of people would just walk out of my life. And I've seen that happen before, that people thinking, oh well, my looks, I can just rely on my looks, or I can just rely on my money, and then that vanishes, and then they're stuck for the rest of their lives by themselves, because they're rotten pieces of crap. So again, I say that from the bottom of my heart, a good woman, a good traditional woman that wants um she wants a kind man. She wants a man who will be a good husband, who will be a protector, who will be a good father to the children, who will protect the family, the wife, and the kids with his life, the provider, yes. And again, like me and Pat talked about this, not everything has to be on the man, and especially nowadays in this economy, right? But yeah, of course, a woman should help out. But if a man has the means to provide for everything, and a woman wants to stay home and be a wife and the mother to the children, then what's wrong with that, right? I think it's fair if a man can provide for the family, and the woman doesn't have to. Wouldn't he want her to stay home and take care of the children, especially when they're young, right? So that's my point. My point is that you need to find somebody that you just happy to see. But because the best day of my life is that when my man is on his way to come see me, and that will remain the same for me, because I wanted to love somebody for who they are. I love him because he's a kind person. He's a good man. He loves me for me, and we have fun together. It's just pure love, and that's what I want for everybody. And like I said, it took me 42 years to find that special one. So don't give up. Don't give up. And like I said, again, I might be a little shallow, but yeah, I find myself that I think I'm good looking. I don't think I'm a 10. No, I'm not. 6. Yeah, I'm above 5, that's for sure. So a 6, maybe even 6.5, depends what I'm wearing. But it's not about the looks. It's not about the looks. Yeah, if, like I said, we all get old. The looks will not last all your life. They will eventually go, and in some cases they go away sooner than later. And now with all these injections, that women already looking in their 20s looking like they're 40s. So I don't know. So again, back to square one. Find someone that loves you for you. When you find someone who will love you at your worst, because my man has seen me at my worst. I was going through so much in my life, and he still looked at me and he still found me beautiful when I hated myself. He was the only one who loved me. I don't think that was the truth, but I know that I didn't love myself. So it's important, like if I didn't meet him, I told myself, I'm just gonna stay single, because I don't want to be with someone who will not appreciate me for who will take me for granted, like the previous relationship. So I wanted to be loved, and I am loved now, and I'm hoping that you guys can meet the right woman for you. And again, in Pat's situation, unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's working out. And I told him, like I said, I don't beat around the bush. I don't sugarcoat shit. And I told him straight up, nah, she's not the one for him. So, and I stand by my words. I stand by my decision. And I'm a woman. I've been around women like this before. I'm around these women not on daily, but I know plenty of women that once they start demanding stuff before they're even married, you can only imagine what's gonna happen when they're married. So, Pat, my friend, run. Pretty sure there are plenty of other women that will be so lucky to have you, because Pat, you're a kind man. Listen, not gonna lie, maybe you need to, get your health together, and you might just need a right woman to whip you into shape. So, but anyway, you guys, I would like to chit chat, but I gotta go. I have things to do as well, and I'm way over time, and I'm so sorry for that. But anyway, you guys, let me play one last video, as I usually do, of Joe. Anyway, thank you so much for being here, guys. I always appreciate you coming and visiting, and your comments and talking to me and asking me questions. I'm sorry if I didn't answer all your questions, but I really have to go. Okay, here's the video.
This channel is designed to help you with this colossal decision that you are entertaining, looking at, which is, hey, I know you're done with dating in the West. Let's not even go there. Old story. But the question you're asking yourself is, are pastures possibly greener elsewhere on this beautiful planet of ours? Yes, the answer is yes. How do I know? I was in your very shoes, just a number of years ago. Now I'm happily married to my soulmate, my best friend, and we have 2 beautiful daughters, and life couldn't be better. But you gotta play your cards right, as anything in life. There's a few paths to success, and the rest of them are paths to failure. So to join for 30 days and do unlimited video dating for free, all you do is fill out the form in the description below this video, and Bob's your uncle. You can date them. Traditional women for for 30 days on video right here, completely free, no obligation, no credit card, no nothing. The other thing that you really want to check out is if you're wondering, how do women rate you? First, Western women. What's your SMV, your sexual market value score? You know, your score from 1 to 10. How do Slavic women, traditional women, rate you? Is it any different? Here's a tip. Most guys get between a 1 to 3 point bump in their score from Western to Slavic. Why? Because they're traditional values. Now, the caveat here is if you're a serious guy, right? You're looking for love and marriage. If you're looking at playing the field, well, no, your SMV will go down. Then you can calculate your probability of marriage with a Slavic woman. And finally, you can calculate your maximum realistic, keyword, realistic age gap with a Slavic woman. All of those are on my calculator, yoursmv.com. Thanks very much. Please subscribe to the channel, share the videos, and share the love.
Okay, I know I gotta go, but I wanted to answer a couple questions here for Dan. For the vast majority of men, even in rich countries, one income is not enough to sustain a good quality of life. Again, Dan, that depends. Listen, like I said, what are the essentials of essentials of living? You need to have a roof over your head. You need to have bills paid. You need to obviously have to have food, water. Okay, anything. Okay, so like school for kids, the essentials. That's really what all you need to survive, right? Anything else is extra. Okay, think about it. Like back in, again, I'm not saying we have to go back to Stone Age. No, we don't. Obviously not. But as we evolve as a humankind, there will, with the technology these days and improving, there's always better, more. So in the West, I find it that people, just because here, like there's an abundance of everything. There's abundance of food that America alone wastes so much food in a year that could feed the whole entire world, maybe for a day or a couple of days, but the point being is that here in Canada, I can buy anything. Really, I can buy anything other than maybe illegal stuff. Even illegal stuff you can get, obviously, right? But my point is that you can get anything here. That's why people here are very spoiled and entitled, because here they're like, well, look at this car, look at this car. And look, people back home are humble because they know they can't afford this stuff. So they're just happy that they have minimum what they need. Okay, so it should be enough. It should be enough on one salary. Even here, like, okay, let's say even $45,000, it would be enough for two people to live. If they really wanted to survive, that's fine. You can live off of 45,000, two people, easy. But then when you have if you have different priorities in life, where you want a fancy car that like that's $100,000, or if you want a ring that's $25,000, of course it's not going to be enough, right? So you have to pick and choose your what you need in life. So that's my point. Yeah, of course, in some countries, even two incomes is not good enough, because some countries are just garbage. But I'm talking about, we don't live in a third world country, right? So that's my point. Anyway, let's see what else is here. And one more I wanted to answer to this one. Then what do you think is a suitable difference in educational qualifications between a man and a lady? Well, excuse me. Back in the day, let's say before 50s, and women didn't have educations. All they did was housewife. All of them were housewives before, like, 40s, 50s. It was women were homemakers. They started like working, I think, like during World War II, when they needed nurses and all this and that. Well, that's when the women, I think, started going to workforce more than before. So qualifications. I mean, if you guys click, would it matter if one is educated, that one has an education, the other one doesn't? For example, my boyfriend has an education. Okay, he went to university. I went to college. I did 2 semesters. I did really good. I got bored because I realized that was something I didn't want to do. At first, it looked like it sounded very appealing, but then as I went through, I realized that this job is going to kill me. I'm going to be bored out of my mind. I'm going to just waste money on this education and then just hate my job for the rest of my life. And why? So I stopped. And but when it comes to education, again, just because you have a degree, you have a diploma, you can be educated in a certain thing. But I prefer for my man to be street smart. Okay, because you can be educated. I know so many people that are educated, they have PhDs, but they cannot navigate in life because they're not street smart. Okay, they're book smart, but does it get you far in life? No, because they're literally, I know somebody who's a doctor and who's really good at in his field, but he's completely clueless when it comes to day-to-day tasks. So what does it really, I know for men don't have a problem with the woman not being educated as on the same level as her, because prior to women being in the workforce and having education, there were housewives, and men were okay with it. So that's my point. Like, what does education have to do with two people and their love? Absolutely nothing. Anyway, I gotta go. Thank you so much for listening, you guys. And again, um, have a good evening, day, evening. Have a good weekend. Come back tomorrow, same time for Irina. She's gonna be here, and I might come and visit her and put in my 5 cents. Okay, bye, guys.